Hey, how's it going, guys? All right, so yeah, we got the confirmation break to the downside with the rising wedge that we were talking about yesterday. We got a confirmation as well off of the parabolic curve that we're talking about, and now we're still looking for more potential downside. And I do believe that the volatility for the downside is actually going to start to come in very, very soon, so we can prepare for that. Right now, it's been pretty boring. But well, yeah, we'll look into the chart, see what we got to prepare for those who may be in a short position right now, and we might be able to find a couple of short, easy scalps that I can take really quick as well. But first, before we dive into that, I want to, of course, flex the profits for the community. So yeah, Lucas says hi, by the way, guys. So he says hi YouTube in his little post here. But he made 22% with 10x gains with Matic, right on. Ari with Gala shorted with 38% gain, 10x leverage. That's actually pretty good. And Fate, 41% off Aave, 15%, 15x leverage, right on. That's a good entry. And Moody 2 times, Hunting Expedition, right on. Very cool. 10x leverage, 17% gain. 20x leverage, 36% gain off of OP and CHR. And Uni made 31% off 20x leverage. Another 34%, another 14%. Awesome. Let's see what else we got. Another 10% Moody. How many exchanges are you trading off of? Right on. All right, cool. 10%. And Talon the Scalper is becoming famous on the profit flexing right now. 12% gain, 14x leverage, and 7% gain with 5x leverage off ETC and ETH. All right. So yeah, let's dive into it now. I'll show you guys what I see in the inside. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so let's first, look at the DXY before we start doing anything. And we can see that we broke this continuation pattern, this flag, and we're still going up from it. Well, I guess we can pull the technical target from this momentum that we were looking here. So I'm going to clone this really quick and see what the potential gains are. So this is basically stating that we could go as far as 108 for the DXY, so that could bring in some bearish activity for Bitcoin. For those who are new to trading, basically the DXY is a great way to it measures the valuation of the US dollar, and we trade against the US dollar with all our crypto assets. So if the DXY goes up, Bitcoin tends to go down, and that's exactly what's happening. So the DXY broke this downtrending level of resistance, and now we're going up to the technical target, which is just above the top of this formation. And yeah, so this could create, if this acts as resistance right here, and we continue to go up, then basically what's going to end up probably happening is this is going to create a double top formation. And if that ends up happening, the moment we hit this price point with DXY, you can probably tend to look at Bitcoin at the same time and see if maybe we're near a support level, and that will most likely be where we get a support level bounce. So that's something we can prepare for. Right now I'm looking at the hourly chart if you want to pull this up on your side. But yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking is likely going to happen. We're going to create some form of double top, and this will be the neckline right here. So if we're going to get a measurable target, if we end up getting this far up and we do get the rejection, my price prediction is basically going to state that we're going to see the DXY come down to 100. So that's a pretty steep drop. So we'll see what happens. That's a pretty bold prediction, but that's what the price structure is telling us. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this. I'm going to put this dotted line here, and I'm going to set an alarm for when we get roughly around here, if we get roughly around there, because double tops aren't always perfect. They don't always have a parallel tops, so we might actually see resistance before then, like maybe right here off of this local level of support, maybe flipping as resistance. So because we don't always hit technical targets, so you got to look at local price action to tell us maybe there would be a scenario we could reverse. Anyways, so that's what I'm looking out for. Set an alarm for this. So the moment it crosses, we'll be notified. And if you want your alert to be a bit sooner than later, then just move your target a little bit lower. So that alert that's attached to that that trend line will be you'll hit the alert a little bit sooner. All right, cool. So I'm gonna lower this chart now, and let's check out Bitcoin really quick. So we can see here, we got that rejection that we're talking about earlier. Hopefully you were able to short off this, or at least off this point, or you could have technically shorted here too. If you short here, you're most likely still in that short because we're stuck in consolidation. We did have a very, very easy trade right here. I was looking over here and trying to create a chart with investor share color. So if you're kind of like disoriented right now with the gradient, I just wanted to make it look more branded. But yeah, if zooming in on this is my primary trading chart, we can see that we have like a rising wedge off of this fish hook right here. And we broke to the downside. It just made a very easy trade, very predictable. Anyways, what could end up happening is we might see, price action coming up here and creating a W. But I don't think that's going to happen based off of this, most recent break. But you got to prepare for it just in case. So we do have like this little downtrending level of resistance here that we should look at. If it does break this neckline and we end up using this trend line here as support, then we will see Bitcoin likely go up to this area of interest again. We got to put it right on the neckline, sorry. Right at this area of interest again, so maybe we'll get an additional confirmation off of this uptrending level of support to flip and turn into resistance, and then that's where the volatility will come in when we get a larger drop. So just prepare for that. So if you're in a short and you start your short around here, I did with one of my accounts, you could dollar cost average into your trade, and when I've already taken some of the profits when we broke this, falling wedge formation. I'm going to be adding to my winning trade if we break this level of support. I'll be adding to a losing trade. Since I've closed half of it, I can bring that, the other half that I was initially going to trade with back in if we get the rejection here. If we don't get the rejection, then I'll just let it hit my stop loss, and I'll just consider that a losing trade. It'd be like 5th trade I've lost out of the last 108 trades. So my win rate's pretty good, so I'm not going to be sweating over like a small loss. Anyways, so that's Bitcoin. It's just nothing really to report on, but basically just focus on this level of support here. We got this descending triangle. Right, so we got to pay attention to whether this acts as support. If it breaks and adds as support, you could close like a losing trade early if you're in a short. If we break this level of support right here and use it as resistance, then you can either A, add to your winning trade, or B, just let it keep going and moving your stop loss into the profit zone. But until then, we're just basically sitting on our hands waiting. Try to use the information from the DXY in confluence with the price action with Bitcoin to give you an idea of when we're going to see a support bounce during this drop. Because we do have a lot of levels we can look at for support. Even though our technical target does state that we can go all the way down to, let's see if I go like at higher time frames, sorry. It does state that we can go all the way down to as far as where is it? 21,100. But we do have very strong support at 22,200. So we'll likely not hit the technical target, and we also have this uptrending level of support right here we can look at. So just make sure you pay attention to those two levels of support just in case we don't hit that technical target. Anyways, going back. There's one thing you should also look at, because Bitcoin's tightly correlated with the S&P 500. So I'm going to pull that up. We have this downtrending level of resistance you need to look at. We are getting very close. We already see sell pressure coming in with this wick right here. So do think we might see a little bit of a bounce, and that would be in confluence with maybe Bitcoin breaking that W pattern and getting that confirmation rejection off of this larger rising wedge formation. So if we get this confirmation rejection, what's likely going to happen in confluence to this going up is that SPX going up and hitting this resistance. And then once we hit that resistance, the confirmation will happen on Bitcoin at the same time. The rejection will happen to this at the same time, and then the S&P 500 would drop. If it does drop, then we have this level of support to look at right here, and that could technically act as a confirmation bounce off of this resistance to flip as support. And if it does, that will likely give us the momentum that we need to break this resistance right here, have it act as support, and then we'll look at this as our next target. So that's what I'm speculating right now with the market, and that's how I'm going to be reacting off of certain actions going on with the S&P 500, the DXY, and Bitcoin. There's one more thing that I want to give you guys really quick. We do see the crypto total market cap still holding this uptrending level support, but let's go over to Ethereum. So Ethereum, so we got this downtrending level resistance right here that we need to look at, and it'd be just like all the other charts I just showed you. It will because Ethereum's been very volatile lately, so just like all the other confluences I was just telling you about, I do believe that Ethereum may continue to keep going up until we hit this level of resistance at 1900 and then get rejected. But we'll see what happens. It has had a little bit of its own relative strength. But we do see this fish hook forming, and it's kind of past due for a rejection. Normally, a fish hook like this, you'd see a rejection once it gets to about 40% of its drop. So we have, for example, this is the drop right here, and we have reached about 40% back up. So we're getting close to the point where it would get rejected. And we have this, this level of support right here off this, head and shoulders formation. It could just, act as a rejection right here too. So we might not make it to this resistance level. So this is not something I actually am going to touch. But if we do break this uptrending level support right here, this could be a really easy scalp for a short position. And the technical target would be, 1839. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Ethereum. I might not trade that. We'll see what happens. But if it breaks it with and start seeing volatility, showing that it's a confirmed break, then I'll enter off of it. But how you would measure that is an easy way of doing it is grabbing a trend line and looking at the volume bars down below and doing something like this. And if you see it breaks above this trend, then you can use that as a confirmation for volatility. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much everything I got for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on this video, because on Monday we'll be giving another free strategy course for any of those who would like to subscribe and comment and get a free course. But yeah, guys, that's everything I got for you. Yeah, we do see that confirmation rejection on the daily now. So yeah, I see this continue going to the downside. All right, guys, you have yourself an amazing day. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.